Hello and welcome to day 4 of this full stack shift taking application. So today we are going to start looking at authentication, how the user will be able to log in, and also how admin should register the staffs or the users. So if I come here, the first thing that I want to do first of all is to also add another package or packages. I'll just install packages like JSON web token. So I'll just say JSON web token here. And also the other package that I will install is Malta, because this Malta will help us to be able to upload files. So let me install these two packages. And also at this level here, at the root level here, we need also to add a file or something that we call files, because we need also to upload the files. So these files will be uploaded into this application, and this file will be uploaded here. So this would be on the root folder here, and then I'll create another folder that is called files, just like that. So now the other thing is that in here, in our routes here, I want to create another file that we call auth.js, something of the sort here. And here is where we are going to start creating the functionality for logging in and logging out. So here, first thing first, let me just draw this back or this down, and then in here I'll just say const, and then here express, just like that. And then here what I do is that I will import express. So let me import this express here, just like that. And here I want to also get the router. So here, to get the router, you need to say router, and then you say express function express dot router, just like that. And then here now you need to export this router. You just export this router, just say export, and then after export actually is module.exports module.exports something with the sort module.exports, and then here this is router, just like that. So here everything that will be done here, I want to import it in our index.js. So here actually the first thing, also the other thing that I need to do is to accept some other things like middleware. So here I'll just say app.use, and the first thing that I want to do is to accept express.json here as a function, and this is to help us to send and receive JSON data, because if we don't add this middleware here, we won't be able to transmit or send and receive JSON data. So that's why we're adding this here. And also the other thing that I need to add is this dot use or another middleware, and here we are going to call this course as a function, and this is to make sure that we don't have restriction of maybe the URL or maybe the origin that should access our server, that is. So this is what I wanted to add here. And also now here actually I can just come here and comment routes that we are going to use. So the first thing here, I'll just also say middlewares, just like that. And also here in the roots, I'll just say app.use, and in here I'll just start by API, and then I'll say version 1, and here also I'll just add let's say auth, something of the sort. And then here I'll just let me first of all import the router. So I'll just say const user router or auth router. Let me call it auth router, and here, or let me call it auth route, and here I'll require or import here. What I import is I'm going to import from this router here, and I'm going to import this auth here, just like that. and here now I'll just add auth router just like that. So that is it. And here I want to format this first of all. So I'm going to format. So when we are going to actually be visiting this router here, or this route here, out api.version /version1 /out, I'm going to now be able to go into this router in this out route, and here this is where we are going to have functionality for registering the user or the staff and also logging in. So I'm going back here, and before that also I can create here a test here, a test route, and this test route here will help us to be able to know if our backend is running or our backend is active. So I'll just say app.get, and in here I'll just say test just like that, and then here I'll just have this arrow, this request and response, request and response, and in here I'll just say test.status, test.status, and here I'll just say 200, and then JSON. Here I'll just add something like test is okay, test is okay, something of the sort, and this will be a route that we'll be using to test if our server is working. So for example, if I come here and say and add here maybe something like, you can see we have this route that is 3000. I want to just remove all of this here because this is a localhost 8800, and then /test here. I'm going to test. So you can see here I can be able to test if my server is running or through this route here, test. So because here you can see test is okay. So this one that we are sending here. So now this is one thing, and now the other thing that we need to do here is now to be able to start working on functionality for registering the user. So I'll just go back here in my route here for auth, and then here the other thing that I need to do is to start by registering. So I'll just say let me first of all also here move this up here, and I think this is okay. So yes, so let me start here. So first of all, let me start by adding this comment here, and I'll say registering or registering just like that. Otherwise, how can I experience? So register. So register. Why this spelling is confusing me? So router, and then because it will be a post, and in here I want to add register or register something of this sort, and then here I want request and then response, and in here now we can start looking at the functionality. So here also I'll add another comment here, just say login just like that. This one also will be a post request, so I'll just say router and dot post, and this one here will be login just like that, and in here we need also request and response just like that, and this like that. So here now we can start building now the registering functionality. So I'll just start by first of all accepting the data from the user or from our admin, because admin is the one who will be registering our user. So I'll just be creating another variable here, and I'll call this const, and then here I'll say new user here, and then this new user we are going to create like a user here, and you can see this user will be coming from our models. So this is user, you can see here we have imported now our user, and in here now what we can do is that we can create this another, like this one here, which is an object, and we start by username. So username here will be coming from request.body.username, just like that. And then we need to have email, and email also will be coming from request.body.email. Also we are going to have full name here. So this is full name, and then here we need to have this one as request.body and then .full name, just like that. Also we need to have let's say phone, and then this will be request.body.phone. So another one is address, and this one will be request.body.address. And then the other one is we need to have staff ID. So this is staff ID here, and here we need to have request.body.staff ID, something of the sort. Here also we need to have gender, and in this one we're going to be request.body.gender. And then we need also to have documents, and here first of all I'll add documents as just an array, just like that. I won't be adding anything for now, so I'll be doing that when we are going to integrate with our admin area. So here is documents, and also we need to have a password here. So our password here, first of all I want to encrypt our password, and to do this we can use a package that will help us to encrypt our password before we store it in our database, because remember it's very unsecure to just save the password in a plain text. So here I'll just add or I'll just be able to install a package. So I'm going to install this package, and this package is crypto-js. So there are so many other packages that you can use so this is crypto and then .js, like that. So there are so many packages also that you can use. So there's like packages like cryptic, and also there are other packages that also you can use. So here I'll just come here and then let me import it. So const and then crypto.js is equals require, and then here we need to get crypto.js, this package here. And then now we can go back here, and now we can be able to encrypt our password. So here I'll just say crypto.js, and then we can say .eas. You can see there's several algorithm that you can use to encrypt. So I'm going to use AES and then .encrypt, and then in here I'm going to be able to get my password, request.body.password, just like that. And then the other argument that I'm going to use here is process.env, and then here I've just encrypt it using my pass and all my password. Let me just call it secret. So let me call it secret. I'll be using caps, so secret, like that. And also I'm going to use let me do it like toString, just like that. So here you can see this package here requires you to requires you to give it the password and also the secret that you want it to be used to encrypt, because also this secret is the one that we are going to use when we be comparing the password from the user and the password that we have in our database. So when we are logging in, so in our .env we are going to create this variable, so secret. So I'm going to copy this secret here, and also I'm going to paste it here like that. And now here in our secret, I'm going to just add random characters just like that. So this one will be used to be able to encrypt and decrypt. So because remember, this one now it is making our application secure. So that is it. And now if we have created this variable, now what we can do is that we can come here and say try catch. So here you just say try catch, and the very first thing that what we need to do is in our try catch here, I'm going to save first of all. So here actually I want to do something like async, because we are going to use asynchronous methods. So here I want to try catch, and now here I can say const user, and here I will say await, and this one will be user. Actually not here I'm going to just say I'm going to say user, and then await, and then I'll just say new user, and then dot save, something of the sort. Okay, this is a small letters, so save like that. And now after we have saved this user into our database, then now we can be able to send the email. So now remember, we have created the function to send the email for welcoming our staff into our system or in our company. So I'm going to call that send to call this function here, send welcome here, welcome, or what do we call it, send. Let me see if I can get that function. This function is inside this service, and I think I called it welcome, send welcome email. So this is send welcome email. So I'm going back here because I have already exported it. So I'm going to come here and say await, and then send welcome. You can see it already, so I can import it. And then in here, if I call this function, you can see we need to give it full name, staff ID, password, and then email. So I'm going to start with the full name. So the full name will be from request.body full name, just like that. And also I'm going to also give it request.body, and then staff ID, and also I'm going to give it now the saved. So first of all, I can maybe make sure here, because remember I don't want to send it. Oh, I can just send here I can send request.body password like that. And also I want to now send the email, so request.body email, just like that. So after I have done this, now I can send maybe I can send now the message and say rest or response dot status here. And because this is creating, I'm going to use status code of 201, and then .json, and in here I can say user saved successfully here, successfully. And also now the functionality is okay. So here I can just say rest.status, and then I'll just add 500, and then .json, and then I'll say something went wrong, No, in the coming tutorial, I'll be showing you how also you can be able to send the emails, send the errors, that is, sorry for that. So now we are able to register using such a functionality. So I'm not going to test right now. I want to first of all finish register and login, so that when the testing comes, we'll just be testing, registering and logging in at the same time, because I think that would be more effective. So now let's go and create functionality for logging in. So logging in will be a little bit long, so, or complicated. So I'll just say try and then catch. So the first thing that we need to do here is const and get. Now we'll be able to get our user using the staff ID. So here I'm going to say user, and then I'll say await, and in here I can say user from here, from our model user. And actually, because you can see here we have error here because we have not added here async. So here also I can say user and dot find one here, and this one I'm going to be getting staff ID from this field called staff ID, and I'm going to look for staff ID sent from our admin, from our staff, that is. So from staff ID, just like that. So here now, after now we have tried to look staff ID into our database. What will happen is that we can find this user, or we cannot, maybe we'll not be able to find this user. So if we don't get this user, so let's negate. So if we don't get this user, we should send an error. So I'll just return, and I'll say res.status, just like that. And also here I'll just say 401 for our unauthorization, and then JSON, and then here I'll say you have not registered. You have not registered, something of the sort. Now if the user exists, now there are other things that we should do. First of all, we need to also make sure that we get our password. So we just say const and then say hashed, or here password, hashed password. And here I'll just say crypto.js dot eas, and then here I'm going to say decrypt, because I'm going to decrypt the password. So here I'm going also to get user password here, and then I'm going to use process.env, and then now the secret. Remember, we use the secret up here to hash this password. So I'm going to use the same secret to be able to decrypt it. So here you can see hashed password, and then I'm going to decrypt it. So now the time for comparing the password is here. So I'll just go and say, I'm going to say const original password, something of the sort. I'm going to say hashed password, and then I'll say dot to string, something of the sort, and then I'll just say crypto.js, and then .enc, something of the sort, and then .utf8, something of the sort. So this is just comparing. So after now this, I'm going to say original password. So now I'm going to compare to be able to know if the password are not equal or are equal. So if original password, something of the sort, is not equal. So is not equal here. Okay, is not equal to request dot body dot our password here. What we'll do is that we'll send an error also. I'll just send an error saying return, and here I'm going to say res dot status, and here I'm going to use 500. Actually I can add maybe 401, or I can omit this and say res.json, and then in here I can add wrong credentials. So wrong credentials, something of the sort. So, and then after this, now what we are going to do, if now the password also are okay, so if those two passwords are, you can compare them, and they are the same. So I'm going to do const, and in here I'll just say password. So, and then I'll destructure the other information here using these 3 dots, and then in here I'm getting this from user and then underscore doc. So something of the sort. So this is this user dash underscore doc. This is just the user from our database. So there's no other thing that is different from that. So here you can see I've destructed the password and the other information, because remember this information will be sending them to the front end, and we don't want to send also the password to the front end, so because that would be unsecure. So here, now after this, now I want us to sign now. So I'm going to say const access token. So because we know we need also to have a token to be able to make sure that our system is secure. So I'm going to up here, and I'm going to say const JWT, and this one I say require here. I don't think I installed JSON Web Token, or I installed it. Okay, okay, that is JSON Web Token. So I installed it, and here I'm going to say JWT and then dot sign. So here I'm going to sign here. So here I'm going to first of all add here ID. I'm going to store here in our token ID. So I'm going to say user dot underscore ID, something of the sort. I'm going also to add is let's say is admin, something of the sort, or even I can say is admin, and then here I'm going to say user and dash is admin, and also okay, admin, and also I'm going also to add or to store all this. So or even I can just store the ID, and let me store the role. So and I'll say user dot role. So let me first of all go and check if I'm having the role. Yeah, I think I'm having the role. So here the user, let me go to the user. Here I have the role. Yes, so something of the sort. And then what else I can do is that I can be able to now use our process.env here, and I want to sign also using something we call it JWT sec or secret, and I'm going to add that on our .env. So here I'm also going to also do expire. So when do we want our access token to expire? I'll just add to be 10 days. So something like that. So this 10, and then this is 10 days. If I want like 5 minutes, I can add like 5 minutes. So something of the sort. So now you can see I have access token, and now I want to save this or to add this JWT sec here in our .env file. So something of the sort here, I'll just say shift taking. So I'll just say shift taking application. So this token is the one that we'll be using to access some of the routes, and also and then protect some of our routes, because remember, some routes we must access them when we have logged in, and other routes we can just leave them like that. So since we have now access token, what we can do is that we can send this to 200, can send the information. So let me send the info. So the information, the rest of the information, and also we can also send the access token, just like that. So after this, now also I can just say res dot status, and then here I can add 500 and then .json, and then send the error, something of the sort. So that is it. So this is the functionality for logging in and logging and registering. So here I want to just scroll or to push this down, and also I can change the route here to see if already our server is running. So here you can see this is the functionality for logging in. Let me first of all format this. So now this is logging in, and you can see here we are starting by finding the user in our database using staff ID. And if we don't have the user, we are going to send this error, you have not registered. Also, I'm going to first of all decrypt the password, hashed password, and then I give it the password from our database, and then this secret from our .env. And also here I'm going to compare these two passwords here, and if these passwords are not the same, I'm going to send this error, wrong credentials. After that, now I'm going, if we have the same password, or if the two passwords are the same, I'm going to destructure the password and info, so that I can be able to send the info and the access token. So here also I'm going to create access token. So access token here, we create it by signing in using our data, like our ID, user ID from the database, and also the role of the user here. And this we can be able to determine if the user is admin or is just a regular staff. And also here you can see we are signing it using this process.env JWT secret here. And also we can see our access token will be expiring in 5 minutes. So I think this is very will be expiring too soon, so I'll just say 10 days. And yeah, I think that's okay. And then now here you can see we have sent this info and also the access token into our front end. So this info is something like full name, and then other things like email, and then username, all those the information. So this information, the other information other than now the password, because you can see now we have destructured this, and then we leave the password, and then we send the other information. So here in our registering, it's very simple. You can see we are start by creating this new user, and this new user we are creating this user from the user model here, and we can give this user model username, email, full name, phone number, address, staff ID, gender, documents, and password. And here also we are able to now be able to send, first of all, save this user to our database, because we are not supposed to send the email before we save this user to our database. So now after that, you can see we are calling the function for sending the email. And now we can pass this other information like full name, staff ID, password, and then email. So that is it. I think this makes sense. And if you are getting lost, you can go into source code. I'm attaching that source code in on the description of every video to a source code so that you can be able to see this functionality. You can copy and paste, but make sure you are understanding. So that is it. I want us now to be able to test this application, but I'm feeling like this. Now let us test our registering and also logging in so that we can be able to see how this application is working. So I'm going to use the Postman software here. So this is what you use to test a backend. So if you don't have like a front end, or is the best way to test your backend, but you can use the other method. If you have any other method that you can use to test your backend, you can go ahead and test your backend using those methods. So I'm proficient with using this Postman. So let me use this Postman here, and also it's the most common way of just testing your backend. So it is just loading here, so let's give it time, and after that we can be able to test our backend, the functionality for registering and also functionality for logging in. So it's taking a lot of time, and so when you open your Postman, you'll be able to see that it looks like this. This that you can see here. So there are something that we call collections, and here you can see like the other application that I have built here. So like this collection here for attuned pathways, we have LMS here, and also other services, other collections here. So collection is just where you just keep the collection of request. So here I'm going to create maybe another blank collection here, and inside this collection I'm going to rename it. So I think I'm going to rename it here. So I'm going to call this shift taking application, something of the sort. And through these collections here, I'm able to go and create a request. So add a request. So the first request here will be a postman, or will be post, that is. So this will be post, and then let me paste the URL here. So right now, because this one will be 8,800, and the other thing is that we need also here to start by registering. So I'll just say register, and there's somewhere I want to add out here. So this is out, something of the sort, because remember I'm going to access this route. So let's see here. So in our index here, I'm going to try and access this route API slash version 1 slash out, which is this one here. And then if I try this, I'll be sent to out route, and this out route here, I'm going now to specify now register. Here you can see register. So register, and then now I want to send the data, and then I'll send it using the body here. And here I'm going to use raw and then JSON here. So which information I'm going to send? So I'm going to send the username. So here I need to send the username. So let's say username, something of the sort. So username here will be James, something of the sort. And also let me see the other information that I'm going to send. I'm going to send the email. So this is email here. So I'm going to send this email here, James here, just something like that. and also I'm going to also send other information. So this information like full name, so full name, something of the sort, full name. So full name here will be James here. And then the other thing is that I'm going to also send what phone. So this is phone, or not really. Here the phone is small letters, so here the phone will be anything, any characters here. And then here after the phone, now I'm going to add what else, I'm going to add address. So address here, and then this one will be any address that I think of. I can say just Sydney 1234. And here also I'm going to add another information, which is staff ID. I just say staff ID, and this staff ID here I'm going to add it as AP, okay, caps AP, and then maybe something like that. Also I'm going to add which other information, the gender. So here gender, and here gender I just say this is male. And also we're going to add password. So I'm going to add password as password 123234. I'm going to show you how we'll be sending like a strong password to a database. So here I don't think I have any other thing that that I need to send. I think that's all documents. We'll not be going to send them right now. So here that is it. I don't think there's any other thing that we need to do. So I'm going to send this information, and let's see. So yeah, you can see user saved successfully. So now I want to go to our backend here, and you can see there's this long text here that have been sent, and this is email ID that has been sent, and this here is coming from, let me show you. So this is coming from this one here. So you can see now welcome, not here, actually in our helper here, this is coming from here, console log info.response. This is the one that is producing this one here, and this is crucial because we want to know if the email has been sent. So if we go back into our inbox in our this email that we have registered it, so let me go back, and yeah, not this one, I think it is the other email. So I'm going to open this email here that I have registered, and we are going to see that we have gotten an email. So yeah, you can see we have this email here saying welcome to AM Shifter. So if I open it, you can see it is coming with our information here. So you can see our information, and also you can see we are attaching our template. So that is it, and let me see on registering or logging in. So when we are logging in, we need to send, let me see what we're going to send. We're going to send staff ID and the password. So I'm going to create another request here. So inside here in our collection, I'm going to add a new request, and this also is a post request. So let me see. So this is one is a post request, and also I'm going to use this one, but here is logging or log in, and here I'm going to send the information in the body, and then it is raw, and then here is a JSON. So here I'm going to send staff ID, and it should be the same, this staff ID, like staff, and then ID is caps. So here I'm going to add AP, and then 1100, and I'm going to check in my email if that is my ID that have staff ID that have registered. Yes, and then here also in my postman I'm going to send the password. So password, and then here the password, let me see the password. So this is the password here. Oh, this is the password, sorry. So let me see the password here. I'm copying. Let me copy this password and then send it. So copy that and then I will be sending it. So let's see if you can see we are getting wrong credentials, and I don't know why. So let me see if why we are getting these wrong credentials here. So I'm putting this down, and let me see where the problem is in our router or the auth here. So we are getting here this user, and then let's see in our logging in you have not registered, and then here it's getting saying that wrong credentials here. So because if we check here you can see wrong credentials. So I think here we have the problem. This is where we have the problem. There's something that I forgot, and this is crucial also. So I'm going to first of all get .env here, and then let me import it. So require and then .env like that, and then here I'm going to say .env and then .config, something of the sort, because this is very crucial. So here I will be registering another user first of all. So let me go back here, and in our register here I'm going to now register another user. So this time I'm going to use this email, and again I think here also I'm going to use this here, this staff ID. So I don't think there's any other thing that we need to change, because this one should be unique. So I'm just going to register. So let's see, now we have registered. Let's see if it has sent the email. So here I should receive an email. So let me, yeah, you can see we have received this email. So I want to use now these credentials here to logging in. So let me log in. So I'm going to come here and log in using these credentials. So here, so this is the staff ID. Yeah, so let me paste the staff ID there, and also I want also to add the password. So this is the same password. So let me try and logging in. So it should, okay, it's giving me wrong credential. So I'm feeling like this video will be very long if I start trying to troubleshoot this error. So I'll be trying and troubleshooting this error before we get into our next video. So let's end here. So go grab a cup of coffee, and then I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.